everybody, how's it? Aloha, this is Jeep, your composer here at the Decomposer Lounge, dissecting or decomposing your favorite tracks. Brand new band here on the channel called Kadinja. I think it's Kadinja. And the name of the song is, I don't even know if this is a name or not. It's called GLHF. So I look forward to this. It's a great way to start off my week. I want to thank all of you guys that have also been sending comments about my shoulder. Actually feeling a little better today. So a little PT and stuff, a little moving around. Yesterday I went in the water, not to do real swimming, but kind of like just breaststrokes just to get the motion going. And so, you know, that's always nice, you know, having access and being able to just kind of swim around and stuff. But slowly but surely. And some meds to kind of help me with the inflammation and the pain. Anyhow, speaking of inflammation and pain, my cup of coffee there. Thank you so much for those of you who have bought me a cup of coffee. You know that the videos I do here when it comes to the reviews and the reactions are not monetized. So the link for the coffee will be below, the link for their discography, the link for the headsets, the link for my Patreon will be down below as well. All right, guys, let's do this. Kadinja and GLHF. All right. Holy crap. Powerful counter-rhythmical arrangements and stuff like that. And so I don't know how many members are in this band. I'm going to guess there's 2 guitar players, but even if there are 2 guitar players, it feels like there's obvious overdubs going on over there. The opening arpeggiation, well, not so much an arpeggiation, but the picking configuration of what they're playing. I love how it started off just one, and then after about 2 measures, I believe it is, that pattern already kicks over to this side. A brand new pattern takes over in a different rhythmical arrangement, and obviously melodically as well, completely different. Then they come in with the power of the drums and that chug that they go on. I love that sound, man. That chug sound. I got my own little direct studio. I don't have amps and stuff, you know, to recreate it. I was gonna mess around with Neural DSP or something like that and see if I can get something close to that. But what a great sound! And I know that sound they got has taken time to manufacture, to build. Because you know how musicians are, especially guitar players, if they're tone hunters, you know, that takes a while. But so far, everything is absolutely powerfully rhythmically arranged here. And there's a lot of complicated parts that are going on there. But what I really liked was in the hook, even though everything is these kind of super staccato riffs that are going on, so very nice chord changes are going there. And I know that sounds funny for me to say, hey, then there's some nice chord changes and something as gnarly as what we just heard. But if you listen to what's really going on there, you know, the anatomy of a riff are notes within chord changes, or notes within a chord. Monday morning pre-coffee, blah blah blah, that they're choosing to riff on. So if those chord changes, but they keep their riffing arrangements in order, like they just did, this is what you get. This is really cool. And then, of course, super trick engineering. I'm going to glam a little more about that in a little bit. I want to get back into this. Stand by. Just Man, this is really complex, and the technicality and the musicianship of these guys are just beyond measurement. I mean, because what they're playing is insane. One of the things that I find very unique, and this is probably a simpler breakdown statement, is the stop starts. Now, I never say that I know, but it sounds like there was a hell of a lot of work being done in engineering. And that you know, kind of a process in the sound that we're getting here is it sounds like they've got to be chopping the crap out of the tails, the starts and the tails on that, which doesn't really matter to me. I mean, there's not a takeaway from that, because their musicianship and capabilities are beyond question. There's no two ways about that. Now we're going to take that ball and put it aside, because these guys are unbelievable musicians. But I think when you make a decision to do that, it has to do with the complete piece of artwork that were being delivered. Not like it's like, oh, they're cutting their tails, or they're snipping the heads of the file, of each, note or something. That doesn't matter. For the delivery of the sonic, piece of artwork, there's no two ways about it. If these guys were to play live, they're going to hit everything. And it's the complexity of what they're doing technically, in my head, I'm going, oh my God, these guys are just so all over the place, but so well written. So this is without a doubt, I don't know anything about this band, but if this is a taste of what they're about, their skill sets are above and beyond. I love the vocals. The vocals are fantastic. Once again, another musician, another artist, because you know how I treat the vocals, musician, artist, instrument, with just incredible skills, being able to go in and out of the growling into real nice melodic composition with some really good harmonies and stuff. And then something else that I leaned into, you heard me, it was the first time that I thought, I guess there's keyboards in there. So I like the integration of that. You have something that's so intensely written rhythmically and melodically, and then you have these nice kind of ambient keyboard pads in the background, kind of putting you on the journey. And then they do that really super cool turnaround where they brought all the energy back down to sounded like a keyboard pad, and the guitar playing and stuff just kind of lighten the load of the journey. You almost have to, for me, what was a joy about that breakdown is like I needed to breathe a little bit, because there's so much going on here. And without a doubt, this is an aficionado performance. Like, if this is what this band is about, then this is one of those things where you are just sitting in pure awe and just going, I'm not going to try to sound like them, play like them, be anything like them. You just have to sit there and go, wow. Okay, let's go.
Science and if only it could be, I wanna break us, the chaotic intention.
Jeez. I just don't know what to say about that. I mean, it's so complex. There are so many counter harmonic arrangements that are going on. So you might have that down the middle, the chugging, but then you have these arpeggiated arrangements on either side, or let's just say this is the core melody. Then you have the harmony of that happening. Then in this whole last passage, you have the keyboard pad that's going there. That's kind of like it's almost like an oxygen line. Like you can breathe through this, because this is such intense composition and musicianship. The drummer, what? Really? I mean, like I said, I don't know them. First time I'm listening to the band, you just get to a place where you just go, okay, well, these guys are sick. All right, so let's just, like I said earlier, let's move that ball over. But one of the things that I really just loved what I heard is I have just experienced 4.5 minutes of absolute musicianship and capabilities and compositions and arrangements and engineering too. Hello, you know how I am about engineering. But what I loved is the solo. Like I got a little nervous going when I said, oh, he's coming in for it with his solo, and he nailed a wonderfully melodic solo, except for the very end is when he went to finish off, the phrase of the soloing. But there were these really super nice kind of triad style intervals that were going in and out of that solo, and it was about feel. It wasn't powerful. It wasn't as fast as it could be. It was almost like the guitar player saying, "Okay, we've done all this already." Shit, all their intense skill shit. But when it came to, but let me just glam a little bit on just a real smooth solo. Nailed it. The nuances, a little bit of muting into the solo and stuff. So a lot of the nuances and the dynamics into that solo really breathed a lot. Breathed a lot, yeah. There was a lot of space in there, and I loved it compared to everything else that's been. And I got to tell you something. I've always loved to play guitar. I'm on a 1 to 10. I'm maybe a 3 or a 4 at best, and I'm always in awe of that kind of skill. Really, truly, how many hours of wood shedding does it take to actually get to this place? It's just unbelievable. I try. I bought a 7-string finally, and I'm sitting there going, I'm gonna get my action adjusted, and I'm sitting there going, damn, how they. And I'm thinking maybe it's like that guitar game that made it very famous, and maybe I got to think of it like that, or look. It's just, plus I'm almost 60 years old. I'm not going to be going, but it doesn't mean that as an older composer, musician and stuff, I can't sit there and just go, fa la la la, crazy. Anyhow, this was a suggestion to me. Thank you so much. Any more from Kadinja that you'd like for me to hear? Please leave the comments. Once again, thank you very much. Have a killer day. You want to buy me a cup of coffee, headsets, the story, the links are all down there. Patreon, I've got a new Patreon coming out today. This is going to be a topic talk story about the ability to decipher high-end, low-end audio phonics, headset stuff, and all kinds of fun stuff. You just check out the Patreon. You look at it. If you go to my Patreon, I know that people go there and they support me for the long haul. But if you don't have that kind of money or anything, then you can always just parachute in one time, watch, grab everything, and then you don't have to, resub up for the month after. All right, guys, listen. Take care of yourself. Have a wonderful day. Aloha. All right.